Hello, everyone. So I thought I would come on here and share with you a little chat about my Zoom mini breakdown that I had this past week. So the funniest thing happened. So I am in this class. These last 2 weeks, I've been enrolled in this class where we're learning about mastering these tips in Zoom and being this great trainer to anyone and everyone that comes into our class. And I'm just like so excited. I'm like wanting to learn all these tips and just absorbing all this information. Well, here it is, like 2 days before our final. And I had already spent a week on my presentation because I was like, I got this. I'm going to be ahead of the game, right? So I'm doing this. I'm doing everything they're asking me to do. And then, like, we're supposed to include these captions on the Zoom, and there's only certain software, if you don't know, that you can use in order for you to be able to show these captions when you're presenting your presentation on Zoom or teaching a class. So Google Slides, I know, is one of them. And so the one software I was using was Visme, and I love this software. And the only reason why is because it has so many graphics and just a lot of cool fonts and things that I thought would look awesome in my presentation. And then the other one is Decktopus. It's another software you can use. However, it doesn't allow closed captioning. So long story short, I created this one PowerPoint that I loved. And then 2 days before it was due, I realized the closed captioning wasn't going to be able to be used when I presented. So I thought, oh, I'm just going to jump in here and try using Vesme because it looks pretty awesome. I can figure it out. So I'm over there putting my PowerPoint together, trying to get it all together. So I'm ready to go the night before the presentation's due. And it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. I had gotten up at like 6 in the morning and just from 6 to 10 going hard trying to get this presentation together. So then my husband walks in the room and he's like, hey, I thought we were going to go to Costco. And I'm like, literally in that second, I just started crying. And I'm like, I can't figure this Visme out. I can't figure out this video. I have to turn in my assignment tomorrow. And I just was like freaking out like crazy. Not crazy, but just, I just started crying. Have you ever got that? Have you ever had a moment like that where you felt like you were going to be able to complete the task, and then all these emotions just started elevating because you couldn't figure it out? And I realized when I told him, can you just give me a minute so I can just pull it together so I can get this presentation done because it's due tomorrow. He looked at me and he's like, Susie, take your time. It's okay. And he walked out like a little bee, like, I'm out of here, because he could tell I was like having one of those moments. It was I wish I would have recorded it. But anyways, I was just so overwhelmed. So I thought, I got to figure this Zoom out. Now I got to do a new PowerPoint. I got to get it all together. And I was just like spinning and just in that second, like so emotional. It felt like an hour, but it was actually only 10 seconds, but it felt like an hour, right? So there were two things I took away from that moment. And the two things the one is, I don't own all the problems in the world, right? So for that moment, I felt like I owned all the problems in the world. I just felt like if I don't know how to do it, how am I going to share it with anybody else? I need to figure this out. And then the second thing was, it's all right to not know all the answers, Susie. So in that moment, I realized it's all right that you don't know all the answers, that you don't know all the gadgets in Zoom, that you don't know everything in Visme, that if someone was to ask you and you said, I don't know, it's okay. And I think because sometimes I'm so I'm usually the person that people come to and they ask questions, and I always like to have the answer. Well, I realized in that moment that it's all right to not know all the answers. So I lived. So I'm sharing this with you because I don't know if any of you are taking value out of this. If you've experienced a situation recently where you're having to learn this new software online, this new world of trying to communicate with people and make sure that it has impact and value, like all of that. I realized when I wasn't able to get it all together real quick, then I just had that moment. But next day, I did do my presentation and I did receive my certification, and life is good again, right? So it was good, and I was so blessed that I was able to get through that moment of just feeling overwhelmed. Please put in the chat anytime that you've felt that just energy of, I can't do it. I'm overwhelmed. This is too much, right? Because you're learning a new software. And in Zoom, I think it's user friendly. However, when you're incorporating another software to present information, when you're sharing screens or you're having to communicate with people, and you want the slides to look right and presentable, that's where it gets a little challenging. However, practice makes progress and you'll get through it. So again, I just wanted to share with you that little story of hello, whoever said hello. I just, I'm really grateful that I was able to get through that moment, and that I was able to, my husband was able to not freak out. I mean, he was just so patient with me. He was like, Susie, it's okay. You're going to get through this. And I did, and I got through it, and I got familiarized with Visme, and I feel pretty comfortable using Zoom, but it was just a moment. So I thought I would share that with you because, again, the two things I took away was I don't own all the problems in the world, because sometimes we feel like we do when we're having to learn something new. It's frustrating. It's overwhelming. We're having to adjust our time and everything else. And then the second thing I learned was it's all right to not know all the answers, even though you feel like you're the answer person, right? So I just wanted to jump on here and share with you that's how I experienced my situation. I got through the class, I learned what I needed to learn, and I'm just so grateful that it's a new day and I got over that class situation, right? So if you're that person, if you're out there and you're trying to learn new software and you're feeling a little overwhelmed, just know that you don't have to have all the answers. It takes practice, and you'll get through it just like I did. I appreciate your time, and I will see you soon. Just one thing to remember with Zoom, they do have some tutorials on there. You can watch some videos. And then, because I was like a little OCD in the moment, I was emailing everyone. And the best way to get responses from Zoom is to turn in a service ticket. That was the fastest way I was able to, oh, thank you, Heather. I appreciate it. I saw your little message. But the fastest way for me to get response was submitting a service ticket. So that's what I would do if I were you, is just submit a service ticket, and it seems to get in faster. I also sent a message through Facebook. I probably look like that psycho Zoom lady that was like, what? She came at us from all over everywhere. I was like, I'm just messaging him there and messaging him in chat and service ticket. It was just crazy, but I got through it. All right, friends, have a great day, everyone, and I will talk to you soon.